after. Andy Reid's team 2 games behind the Chargers in the AFC West.
He is in the passing game early. Get used to it, Kansas City fans. Everyone's playing them. What people have to keep remembering is these rules are in place not just for the safety of the person with the ball. And just as you described, Diane, giving them excellent play. Look at him staying square down the line. This was L'Jarius Sneed down when he picked up the ball.
Correct.
Because it was clear and obvious.
Officials came together and got it right before it even got to the level
right away. Hey, guys, you don't need to go to review. It's a fumble. Give it to them and go.
Hardman, 5th player with a giveaway this season, the most of any team in the NFL.
Please reset the game clock to 4 minutes and 50 seconds. 4-5-0.
And it'll be interesting to see Andy Reid's approach moving forward with turnovers. We've had
back in New York, latest NFL scores and highlights all coming up on the Verizon Halftime Report. Ron Rivera matched up against Andy Reid, of course, longtime friends.
It's a mind game. Distracted.
With Andy Reid, when we asked him about it, he said the problems are obvious. It's not a scheme issue. He said it's not a player issue. They know that. We've just had some freaky things happen over the course of the
perimeter.
season.
Every now and then their hands get caught in the wrong place. Demarcus Robinson got caught on that one.
They've been the best in the NFL in the 3rd quarter, plus 28. Their first half scoring is at a minus 25.
Interception and the ball that almost was intercepted slipped twice coming out of his breaks.
The Cardinals
against the kicking team, number 5.
That when he threw it away, a smart play. And number 15
come through with 2 rushing touchdowns. The Chiefs team, they trail the Kansas City Chiefs. The rest of his crew there in this long discussion half for Kansas City.
Regular season.
Script. So a feeling out process. So far, they pushed all to the 25-yard line.
He's out on the field. Toughness personified. Penalty there. Something that doesn't happen.
Titans. On the screen pass.
All the way for it to be a catch. That becomes a 46-yard pickup for the Tennessee Titans. And I was saying before, that was the enemy on the first down play call. No panic. All right, you're down 14, and offense is built.
Kelsey, 2 targets. Hardman, 2 targets. Trailing by 14 points or more. 4 combined times it happened between 2017 and 2020. Already 3 times this season. So this is a new
return is questionable. So this is the 3rd left tackle.
Special look at King Richard. A 2-minute warning.
Okay. They did not see everything else coming.
And a timeout
Tennessee, their second.
is charged. No first half points. Have to go back to that 2016 game at Pittsburgh. That's 82 games, longest active streak in the NFL, tied with New England. And this streak will end here.
Stay aggressive, but they want them to be really smart. That's got to count a little bit. I don't want to do that to the audience. Henry beating them up in the run game that's allowed them to tick off all this time.
Every time they've taken on a really good opponent, they haven't had the answers.
This is the first time we've seen them this far down because they haven't had the answers. Penalties, it's because you've gotten out of position. You know, you don't have the right.
Not everybody knew exactly what the plan was.
And it cost them a timeout that if somehow they're
in the 3rd. Titans up big. These are off for Mike Vrabel. And Kansas City.
Cincinnati would be better. I don't think.
You know, people are saying they need to run the ball more. Andy Reid needs to run the ball more. Well, Andy Reid has never been high volume of.
Giants and the Bills are the only teams that have not given.
Doesn't get in the end zone. He's run the ball and plays here.
Like Patrick Mahomes, the interceptions.
Was protection in the passing game, so have to be lower. In that Bengals-Jets game, I mean, that was just not. That just wasn't a good call. Yeah, I mean the runner low.
So far, he said simply up and down. Steve.
All right, Lisa, thank you. Chiefs get their first crack with the football here in the second half when we come back.
Defense, number 95. 5-yard penalty after the end of the run. Defense, number 95. 5-yard penalty. Illegal formation. Defense, number 91.
For Patrick Mahomes, Andy Reid, Travis Kelce, that this was a turning point of their season. Mahomes was rolling too, and he just finds
John Parry.
he's got to have control prior to the ball touching the turf at all.
Everybody in the stadium at Arrowhead was looking up at the big jumbotron, and the clock was winding the whole time.
What do you do now here if you're Andy Reid? 3rd and 9, 3-point game. You want Patrick Mahomes to be aggressive and throw the ball to the half, right? And you limit your options. That is a result of the protection and Andy Reid trying to, or a timeout for the Giants.
They're going to break the huddle though now. They don't have to snap this.
As he was working on Rasul Douglas. We understand Eric took up the first down on the ground, and now they're running it the last couple of times with it. And I like this group and the things that they're able to do. On down there on the sideline, Andy Reid sends his offense back out there. They've already converted 1 4th and 1 on their own. Takes the ball out to the 40. The guard played right tackle in the Super Bowl, part of that scores.
It's the receiver's foot, and therefore recovered by Kansas City at the 9-yard line. It will be Kansas City's ball, 1st and goal at the 10.
Start, and Sean Smith stayed with that penalty, and I like Kelce loose through them. Just 13 seconds left. Talked about the special teams issues for the Green Bay Packers, and it's been a rough first half.
2nd down.
They take a holding ball, not up to the 40.
Kansas City is challenging, ruling on the field that the runner did not make the line of game. The
Here's
play is
that
under
look.
review. Timeout.
3rd down and keep thinking that's going to be the week where they get it going. But for the Packers defensively, boy, it'd be a real shame if this defense. Tyler Lancaster back in there for the Packers. With the way Green Bay's played on the offensive side of the ball, but not turning the ball over, especially against this pack. This defense played a great game. Yeah. And if they continue to play like this, and they get Andy Reid and Matt LaFleur come together, and for Reid, career win number 225, and now 220.
Nobody was here. Travis Kelce was saying to us last night,
wouldn't be surprised at all if this weren't a Raiders going for it regardless here. This offense has been in slumps before, but you know, last week if you went back and watched it, it really was a lot of drop passes and just missed plays that had nothing to do with it.
Right down near the bottom of the league in that category.
It's going to be interesting to see what Andy Reid does now, because Desmond Trufant will come in.
We'll see where they spot it, as the Chiefs, who are so used to chunk plays,
certainly is a guy that is used to taking a center snap and they get you backed up. One of the things that happened to the Chiefs defense
from the outside.
Pass interference. Defense number 27.
And sometimes at that decision point, you have to decide. There's a guy that has to decide.
Has him ranked number 1 among centers.
He has had some year. For the first time, they are not giving him help on the right tackle position against Crosby. Crosby comes with an inside move here and does get some help on the outside. Not be surprised at all here with the little shot play, because
they had taken the timeout. There'll be some time put back up on the clock. As we can tell you, it's the final game in South Bend this season coming up this weekend.
Somebody other than Kelce and somebody other than Hill, because if you do at least have that faith, you know, going into that route. One of my speech line, but Andy Reid, it's insane all the different plays and different ways he has to attack a defense in red zone.
Even 0-0. That's incomplete. Pass thrown behind very quickly. I'm saying 99.4% he's going for it.
I think he is definitely going for it. You know, for the same reason we talked about. The only time you're ever going to get one-on-one. And Andy Reid's taking full advantage of that tonight. But desperate times now for this Raiders defense. Whatever their best call is, they need it right here.
Yeah, 7 of 11. You're having a good night. Good numbers in Vegas, too. Yep. My COVID list.